Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with yet another video of the AZ Sports Fan. Thank you so very much for tuning in, guys. If you have not yet seen already, the Arizona Cardinals got their third loss in the season already, losing on a heartbreaking loss to the Miami Dolphins. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and say, Miami Dolphins fans, I know you're probably going to find your way on this channel. Congratulations. You guys have a very, very bright future with Tua Tagovailoa, but that's not what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about what exactly happened to the Arizona Cardinals today. Obviously, we had a lot of pros. We had a lot of cons that we want to go ahead and break down to today. And I'm curious to find out what the Red Sea has to say about this, guys. I want some answers, and I got my good friends here, my subscribers from this Arizona Sports Fan YouTube channel here. One of them, his name is going to be Ricardo. And then we got DJ in the house. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and just do a quick introduction here. 30-second elevator pitch. Let me know why you're a diehard Arizona Cardinal fan, and we'll start off with Ricardo.
Yeah, I'm here from Arizona, from the West Valley. I've been a diehard Cardinal fan my whole life. It's been tradition growing up in my family. I'm here. I'm excited to be here. Tough loss, but, we're ready to bounce back and get back into it.
Love it. Love the positivity. What about you, DJ? What you got, my friend?
What's up, guys? I'm Dow, aka Dow Jr., from the Bay Area, about 20 minutes from San Francisco. And I've been a Cardinals fan for a couple of years. Has to start with LSU, like Tyrann Mathieu, Pat Pete, those type of guys. So that's how I got my fandom. Got a jersey right here.
Nice.
But just sick after the tough loss, but I'm just here to chat it up with the guys. So I'm happy.
Perfect, man. Awesome. One of the biggest reasons why I started off this YouTube page is basically for like a therapy session. I'm not going to lie to you. We're all happy when we're winning, but we also kind of have to lift each other up when we have games like this where it comes down to the wire. And obviously, when we have games like this and we lose, everything kind of gets blown out of proportion. We're all looking through a magnifying glass and trying to figure out exactly what happened in this game. Now, there's a lot of different things that happened. I think one of the biggest things that happened in the beginning of the game, and this is where Kyler Murray seemed to be getting the ball down the field, and what I said it on my preview video happened. They're going to be blitzing the crud out of Kyler Murray, and that's exactly what happened here. Kyler Murray ends up, fumbling the ball, and they get an easy 7-point walk-in. Let me know what you were thinking, DJ, when you first saw this. Did you kind of see this happen? Did you think that their defense was this good?
So I heard about the Dolphins defense being #1 in the NFL, and particularly for as a Cardinals fan, these past 5-7 years, we're kind of like a second half team. So I know if we start off slow, it's bad. It's going to be over with. So when I saw that sack fumble for a scoop and score, I was like, yep, just like the old Cardinals. But once I saw Kyler kind of dotting it up after that, I was like, okay, we do have a chance actually. So I kind of felt some optimism after that.
Perfect. Awesome. Ricardo, what were you thinking with the first initial scoop and fumble?
When I saw the fumble happen, I knew it was going to be tough because I did see all over the media about how, they bring this kind of zero blitz kind of scheme to the play. And I knew it was going to come, and I was hoping towards the end, we seen Kyler kind of get around it and, gain good yards. I was hoping he could do that early on, but it didn't go the way it was supposed to, be drawn out.
No, absolutely. Definitely. That was probably one of the biggest momentum turner. Now, granted, it was in the beginning of the game, but, starting off 7-0 on a scoop and score is definitely a punch to the gut. Now, obviously, we had that horrible thing, but the good thing is that the offense bounced back. We ended up getting Kyler Murray coming up and basically getting a touchdown. I believe it was to, if you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, it was Max Williams, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yep. Max Williams gets the first touchdown. Amazing. Kind of seemed like a fake, and he came out this way and just throw it right to him. So awesome. It seemed like we bounced back. Everything was looking good. One of the biggest things I want to talk about here during this stream is the lack of being able to stop Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know what was going on. This is, like I said, everything gets magnified once we lose. Let's all be honest here. Now, a lot of people, I run a thing called Flick Chat, which is basically a group chat where a lot of people were automatically saying, fire Vance Joseph. Now, are you guys back on that train right now, or are you guys let's chill out? This is a really good game, nail biter. Let's start off with Ricardo.
You know, I know there's a lot of people on the hate train, you know, for Vance. And seeing what he's done this past season with our defense and how much we did improve, you know, in the game, because we have to take into account we have Kennard and Byron Murphy out because on the COVID list we have, I think it was Whitman at cornerback for the slot.
Yeah,
He's been being burned all day. Like, you can't blame it on Vance Joseph because he's doing his part. And to get at Tua, that just comes with awareness in the field, and he, you know, he does his thing on the field. It sucks to say.
Yeah, it's perfectly said. What about you, DJ? What you got? Are you on the fire Vance Joseph train?
Nah, not yet. I'd say the NFL is kind of like a "what have you done me" type of league. What have you done for me type of league. So it's like, we know Vance Joseph hasn't done a lot for us lately, but like, Vance Joseph's resume is pretty good. Like, head coach, defensive coordinator, all throughout the years. So it's like, I want to give him more chances because he has the experience. And like, I really think it's because we have a lot of young guys on our defense, and like, we didn't get to really put him in before because of COVID and stuff like that. So I want to give Vance Joseph some more time. I know he's a brilliant mind on defense, so I think he has like the right keys for us.
Sweet. Yeah, definitely understandable. I'm right there with you guys. I honestly think it's obviously a really sucky situation. You know, we had a chance to tie it, but it didn't go our way. Zane Gonzalez, when he kicked that ball, he looked like he was like, what's going, like, what happened? Like, he even like looked to himself like, I don't know what went wrong. I'm not sure if it was a kick. He didn't kick it hard enough. Regardless of what it is, we're seeing a lot of hate for Zane Gonzalez. I'm starting to see hashtags now. Fire Zane Gonzalez and get him out. But like, let's be honest here, guys. Like, Zane Gonzalez has got us through games time and time again. So we can't just kind of, you know, be reactional and because he did this, we want to fire everybody. If we want to fire everybody, we're going to be left with nobody on the team. But I like Zane Gonzalez still. Yes, he messed up. Yes, he could have tied this game. But honestly, this game could have been won if we didn't mess up that first, was it 4th and like inches, or even throw the ball on 3rd and 1. So let's not talk about Zane Gonzalez. I feel like there's bigger issues going on here, and I think it's a little bit to do with Cliff Kingsbury. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say we need to fire Cliff Kingsbury. No, not in heck. We're 5-3 right now. I would take that in a heartbeat over what we had last year and with the year with Josh Rosen. So,
oh man,
if you guys were a coach, the 4th and inches, you know, we had Chase Edmonds try to go up and he got stopped. But let's talk about the 3rd and 1 before Zane Gonzalez tried to hit the kick and whatever happened. What would you guys have done different? Would you guys have thrown it or actually sent Chase Edmonds in there, or even have Kyler do it? Ricardo, we'll go for you first.
See, when I was going into this, you know, Kyler Murray is just a phenomenal athlete. And I feel like he's one of those players who, when he has the ball, he can make plays happen. I was hoping they would go and give it to Kyler, let him find an opening on that at least on 3rd and 1. If not, like a slant from Hopkins, just a conservative catch. Any of that would have worked. I feel like running it on that, especially on the Dolphins, like their front, I didn't agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. DJ, what would you have done? Would you have gone for that throw? Because obviously it was a missed throw by Kyler Murray to Christian Kirk. Would you have done that? What would you have done?
Yeah, I think it was like a throw to the flat towards the Cardinals sideline. What I would have done is probably some slants, like kind of, you know, try and mix up C. Kirk, D-Hop throughout the middle. I know it's going to be quick because Dolphins were sending pressure all game. So it's like Kyler could barely get the ball off. So it could have been like a quick 3-4 step pass, maybe PI, maybe we get it. Like, that's what I was thinking for, instead of just like a quick pass to the flat. So hopefully Cliff can watch that and be like, I should have made up a better play in that opportunity.
I agree. I cannot disagree with either of you guys. I think in this situation here, my mentality for this, you know, going for that 3rd and 1, I wanted the Arizona Cardinals to bleed the clock a lot more because obviously the defense did not look like we could stop Tua to save their lives. If it wasn't, them converting a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, then we had a penalty that was going on. We had so many different penalties, and not just for the Cardinals, for the Dolphins too. It was a penalty type of game where everything that you did, there was a flag that was thrown, and it was frustrating. And I think it was frustrating for the Dolphins fans to see this too, because at the end of the day, I want to see football. Like, I want to see these guys do what they're getting paid to do. Now, there was one specific penalty that I completely disagree with, and that's it was the Buda Baker getting, I think it was Mike Gesicki, when it was an actual like small pass, kind of looked like a little flat pass, and he came in here and lit him up. Now, Mike Gesicki is 6'4", 6'3", a tight end. He's got that frame. Buda Baker is 5'10". If he puts his head down, he's going to land on Buda Baker's head. What exactly is a DB, a safety, supposed to do in this scenario? I think this is something that the NFL needs to look at. It's getting to the point where it's getting a little frustrating. Obviously, when the calls and you lose, it's going to be like that much more frustrating. Let's be honest here. If we won, I probably wouldn't be talking about this. I'd have been like, yeah, we won. But let's be honest here. What was Buda Baker supposed to do? Like, that would have put him at like 2nd and 10. But instead of that, they got a 15-yard penalty, and they keep getting moved up the field. And that was super frustrating to me. Do you know, like, DJ, we'll start off with you. Like, how do you feel about the penalties in this game, just in general, man?
Yeah, first off, the penalties were like very sickening. I remember one drive late in the game. It was like PI for the Cardinals. I was like, woo, D-Hop, PI. Woo, okay, cool. This is great. Very next drive, it was PI on us and other pass interference. Like, Lecky Fotu has some early penalties, and that, all that builds up throughout the game. And then, like you said earlier, Tua was running around a lot, and like our defense might have got tired. I don't know. But for the Buda, I don't know about you guys. I don't know Buda. You guys might know him. Buda's probably been tackling like that his whole life, like since little football, since he's been playing like 10 years old. I don't think he's ever going to change that. I feel like the refs should know like who's really on the field at times and be like, okay, I know Buda's going to come in. Buda's trying to get that ball out the ball carrier's hand. So that was a real costly penalty, and I feel like Buda's not going to change that.
Yeah, and I hope he doesn't, honestly. Ricardo, what you think about the whole penalty situation?
The whole penalty situation was kind of crazy throughout the whole game, especially what he said with the DeAndre Hopkins PI. And then you got, I think it was Mason Cole who got one, canceled it out, really just, screwed everything. And I also had like really strong opinions about the Buda Baker penalty because you understand, like, this guy, he said he was 6 foot something. He has to lower Buda's head. He had a perfect tackle. That was a beautiful tackle. His head, he lowered his head to his waist to get the PI. It doesn't make sense how you can call that on the defense when it was clearly shown that it was intentional by the receiver.
Yeah, exactly. Then because you can easily get in like a really easy like penalty because you're this big dude and this 5'10" guy is coming in here with gusto, and you know what I mean? Just put your head down and you'll get a PI. Like, it's ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying we lost this game because of the penalties. I'm not going to be that guy at all. There was that one drive, like DJ said, that the Licky Fotu one where he did pull the face mask down of Tua, but he was being held at the same time. I get the refs have a hard job to do because everything's moving so fast. But if you're getting paid like these mad bucks, why are we constantly seeing this time and time again? And it's just to the point where I'm just like, man, a referee like squad for that game can dramatically change this game like this. Because I think there was a drive that Tua Tagovailoa basically drove down the field 93 yards. And I think the main reason for that is because he got 3 to 4 penalties on the defense of the Arizona Cardinals. Now, that's really frustrating to me. I don't know, man. I'm just tired of these penalties, honestly. I'm just sick of them. Now, we got to go ahead and also give kudos to Josh Morrow. Seemed like Josh Morrow I think he got the only sack. So, I think that might have been another one too. But Josh Morrow, congrats to him. We ended up signing him. So, congrats. But let's talk a little bit about Marcus Golden. Although Marcus Golden didn't show up on the stats, but I feel like his presence was there. And it was really obvious that he was putting pressure on Tua Tagovailoa. How excited are you guys that we got the junkyard dog back? We'll go ahead and start off with Ricardo.
Yeah, when I heard Marcus Golden was coming back, I was so excited. I just remember him and Chandler Jones off the edge, both going crazy. His presence, like you said on paper, on the stats was not there in the game, but I seen him countless times on the field, hyping up this defense, trying to get some pressure on Tua Tagovailoa because I saw how mad he was at the way they were performing and how close it was because our offense should have blown them out without the defensive struggles that we've been going through all game.
Yeah, I agree. DJ, what you got, my friend?
Yeah, like my man Ricardo was saying, like when I heard we got Marcus Golden back for like nothing, I was like, okay, Steve Keim's back at it again, wheeling and dealing. And I really loved his presence, like you guys said. Like it's not going to show on the stat sheet, but he's going to be near the quarterback 80% of the time. And it felt like 2015 Marcus Golden was back out there, so that's good to see. But it's just kind of sickening because I remember one play, it was some great pressure, and like I think it was 3rd and 10 or 4th and 10. Tua just got out of there. It looked like it was like some high school football for him. He just went right up the middle, took a good hit, and got the first down. I was like, Tua's looking like Kyler Murray right now.
Right. And it was I know exactly what you're talking about because that actually kind of gave me like a little bit of like, I don't want to say PTSD, but like a flashback or deja vu from the Carolina Panthers game where, Teddy Bridgewater was running all over us. We're like, what the heck is going on? Like this guy doesn't run. And we just looked like we were not knowing how to defend against a mobile quarterback when we have one. I don't know. Yeah, that was pretty frustrating. I completely agree with that. Now, one thing I definitely want to mention here as well, giving a pro is going to be Larry Legend, man. Larry Legend got involved, and I think this is something that the Arizona Cardinals needs to do from here on out. Yes, we're 5-3. We had the opportunity to be 6-2 and probably be number 1 in the NFC West, which I think that's one of the main reasons why everybody's so frustrated right now and flipping tables and want to fire everybody and their mother right now. But here's the truth of the situation. Larry Fitzgerald needs to be involved in this offense, and what we've seen here today is a step in the right direction. I love Larry Fitzgerald. Obviously, I'm rocking my Larry Legend Fitzgerald jersey right now. So I think it's a big, big need for Larry Fitzgerald to get involved in this offense. Do you think we're going to consistently see more of this? DJ, we'll start with you.
Yeah, we're going to have to. I'm looking at the stat sheet right now. Like Christian Kirk had a phenomenal game. Like he went crazy.
Yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald had one less catch than Christian Kirk. You put that side to side, you're like, okay, why isn't Larry getting more catches? Like he had more catches than DeAndre Hopkins today. It's like Larry's still out there. He's gonna block hard. He's gonna run hard and put his foot in the ground and turn around. He's gonna make the catch. So it's like you have to trust Larry, and we have to like remember what he's done for all these years in the NFL. Like he'll get us a for sure 6 to 7 yards every time he'll catch the ball.
Yep, I agree. Ricardo, do you think we're going to see a lot more Larry Legend?
I think we are. Larry's just such a big part of this team, guiding everybody. He's just one of those guys that teams kind of can forget about at times because of the weapons that we have on offense. And, implementing him into the game is only going to make us better. And that's just the end goal that we all are trying to find.
Yeah, I agree. And definitely thank you so much, DJ, for bringing up Christian Kirk because I wanted to bring him up next. And, man, he had an amazing game against this Dolphins team. Really awesome, man, especially that one big bomb to Christian Kirk. This is the Christian Kirk that I've been dying and waiting to see. And he seems like he's getting his, mojo in and everything. The connection with Kyler Murray is looking good. I know I've been really critical of Christian Kirk because the consistency wasn't there, but we're starting to see it, and I'm really, really excited for the future and see exactly what, how it's all going to play out. Now, before we jump into the next topic, guys, comments, we will be reading comments in about 10 minutes. So what I'll do in the last 30 minutes of the stream, I'll be going ahead and highlighting your guys' comments. Obviously there's 160 people in here, so that's a lot of people. One person or 3 people in here. So if you guys have the option, go ahead and super chat. I'll go ahead and highlight your comment. So we got Ricardo, DJ, and myself to go ahead and answer your questions. But let's go ahead and continue here. I think one other thing I also wanted to bring up was everybody wanted to see Andy Isabella, and now we don't want to see Andy Isabella anymore. Okay, I'm probably being a little dramatic, but there was it was a 2-minute drill before going into the half. Andy Isabella got the first down. It was obvious He did a little too much, stepped forward, and he got tackled. Now, that was a big key piece as to why the Dolphins had that kick, and gave themselves an extra 3 points going into the half. Andy Isabella, guys, if you guys need to be brutal, let me know, man, because that's not the only thing that happened. He also was trying to come out of a punt, and he fumbled the ball. Granted, he actually got it back, but that's frustrating. If you guys want to lay into it, please do, because I'm pretty frustrated with that too. Ricardo, go.
Yeah, Andy, I had, I'm a fan of Andy Isabella, ever since he came in. I feel like he's done good. And then, when I see him doing like you said, too much, when I coming out of the end from a punt and fumbling the ball, every time he comes back for a return, he kind of looks like he's running too fast and he doesn't know where he's going, and he ends up just getting tackled at the 20 or something.
Right.
He's young. He still has more to go. I feel like as time goes on, his awareness will build more. But right now, it's just this weird, awkward phase.
Yeah, I agree. All right, DJ, what you got, man? You want to lay into Andy, or you're like this? Let's calm down here real quick.
It's like I'm 50-50 on Andy, because it's like we get him kind of early in the draft, and it's like, oh, he's so fast. He's like the speedster, and it's like we don't use him. And then like you said about the Miami field goal before the halftime, I was kind of telling myself it's a rookie mistake by a rookie coach. I was like, rookie mistake about Andy, even though he's not a rookie, because he goes backwards. But then Cliff calls that timeout, thinking it was like 4th down or something. It gives them time to like go down and get that field goal. So I'm just like, okay. It's like young minds not going together. But
yeah,
I feel like Andy Isabella needs to really start showing himself, because it can be a bye-bye for him if Christian Kirk keeps playing like this and we find like a big body receiver in free agency or in the draft. Like, it might be over for him soon.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that say, Andy Isabella is just his second year and all the different stuff, but this is a prove-it business. Let's be honest here. Yeah, granted, he just got drafted last year, but if you're not proving yourself, Josh Rosen got cut like that within a year, and we got Kyler Murray. Now, obviously, right now, everybody's super happy with Kyler Murray because this man went off. This guy did everything he possibly can to get us a win for this game. Obviously, it didn't end up happening. Zane Gonzalez had that short kick, which was really weird. I don't know. There's something like in back of my mind that I'm like, this game, this is rigged. I don't know. Like, I'm just bitter, honestly. I'm a bitter Arizona Cardinal fan right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but truth of the matter here, Andy Isabella definitely does need to step up. I completely agree. The wide receiving core is looking pretty crowded right now. We got DeAndre Hopkins, which is probably the best wide receiver in all of football. Christian Kirk coming up. And, Larry Legend, as long as he's still on the field, he'll get his touches. Now, obviously, we want to see a lot more like this type of game. We probably won't, but we'll see exactly what happens from here on out. So let's go ahead and move on here. I want to talk a little bit about Cliff Kingsbury. DJ, you also brought him up as well. In my Flick chat group that we talk about, like when we start talking about real-time stuff, Cliff Kingsbury on this last drive, he went for like every 4th and short. Now, when it works, it's great. Awesome. Everything's working good. But I think eventually it's going to catch up to you. Like, our luck can only last so many times, and the defense is going to look exactly what you're trying to do multiple different times, and it's going to catch up. Now, it obviously happened with Chase Edmonds trying to get in there, and it didn't work out. What do you think about this aggressive play style or play calling from Cliff Kingsbury? DJ, we'll go ahead and start off with you, man.
It was kind of funny because I was watching the game. It was really, really back and forth, and I'm like, okay, Kyler and Cliff talk to each other throughout the game. Like, we're not going to let Andy lead punt today. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we're going to go down, score a touchdown. Might be a turnover, but Andy Lee's not going to punt. And I'm like, okay, cool. But towards the end of the game, when we want a young quarterback to go down the field and show that he can lead his team through, adversity, I don't want to give it up that easily. Like, 3, 4th down conversions, like you said, when they're good, when they're going, great. But like when they don't, what happens?
Yeah, I completely agree. Aggressive play calling, Ricardo, go.
When I was watching, those fourth downs, we converted one. And I think the other one with Chase Edmonds that we didn't convert. And I remember looking at that drive and thinking to myself, is Cliff playing Madden? What is going on?
Dude,
Like,
actually,
Yep.
we need we need some better play calling going on. I'm not mad at Cliff because Cliff, there's a bunch of different pieces that go into a puzzle.
Yeah.
You can't just blame the one, but it's a huge part, and there could have been different outcomes if different things played out. I was iffy about the play callings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I agree. And like me and DJ were saying, if it works, then he's a genius. If it doesn't, then this is what we're looking at right now. Now, looking at the comments right now, I'm showing a lot of people saying that, like, hey, not Cliff King, sorry. Kyler Murray should have ran it in again, but we've done it before. And if it like turned around and it didn't work with, Kyler Murray, then we would be like saying Chase Edmonds would have done it. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where obviously we want it to work, and we're always going to say this other thing would have worked if it didn't. But, we kind of have to lay in the bed that we created right now. And the Arizona Cardinals are now sitting 5-3, which isn't bad, but I can see where a lot of people were saying this was an easy win. I don't know why people were saying that, but the Arizona Cardinals obviously ended up losing a heartbreaking game against the Miami Dolphins. Frustrating, yes. But I'm really excited about the future for the Arizona Cardinals for years to come. Now, right now in the standings, we're sitting at we're still number 2 because we have Seahawks at the number 1 spot. We play them again, so anything can happen. We always say that CenturyLink is our second home because we do so well over there. But at this point, I want to take it game by game. Right now, we're sitting with the Bills, who had a really, really good game against the Seahawks, which did us a favor, but we just couldn't obviously capitalize and see exactly what was going on. But we do have some Finns fans in here, so I just want to say a big congratulations to you guys. You guys deserve the win. Hopefully, Tua has magical times from here on out for you guys. But obviously, I'm going to be bitter. I'm going to be sad because bottom line is I wanted the Cardinals to win, and Mondays are not going to be the same. So let's move on here. Let's go ahead and take it to the comments now. The comments get a little crazy. Sometimes you'll hear some things where people are like, fire the whole team. Michael Bidwell needs to get let go. He owns the team. Like, we'll see a lot of crazy stuff in the comments, but it's really important. If you guys are interested in getting your comment highlighted, go ahead and do a super chat so I can get your comment highlight and we can get some reactions from Ricardo and DJ, myself. Now, I did see there was a super chat here earlier in the stream. I apologize. I missed you, my friend. You probably are in the stream right now, but it's from Josh Valencia. It says, good game from a diehard Dolphins fan. And that's exactly what I'd love to see right there. I'd love to see the classiness when it comes to fans. Coming onto other channels, obviously he understands that we have tears in our eyes and we're like in a heartbreak right now. But so thank you so very much, Josh. I really appreciate you, my friend. So let's take it to the comments here. Let's see what everybody else has to say. Okay, so here is Aaron Rhodes. Now, I don't know if he is a fan of the Cardinals, if he's a fan of the Dolphins, but he says Tua's going to be a bust. He had one game. Trent Dilfer even won a Super Bowl. Let's start off. I don't see how this is. I think he might be a Cardinals fan, but I want to give the respect to Tua, honestly, personally. DJ, let me know what you thought of Tua just in general and how he played this game.
Yeah, so I want to shout out Tua because I've been watching him and Kyler since like high school days.
Nice.
And even though he's a left-handed quarterback and all that, like, he knows how to win and he's very, very intelligent. And like, I don't know if he watched him at Alabama, but he came in there and he won, like, when he needed to. And he came into the Miami Dolphins. He's 2-0 right now. So it's like, Tua is very, very talented, and we don't know how the Dolphins are going to look in 2 years. They could make a big trade. They can sign a big free agent. They can find a draft gem, and they can be the winners of the AFC East. So they have a good product in Tua for sure. So I know they're going to be good. Great.
I agree. Ricardo, what do you think about Tua and his playing against the Arizona Cardinals defense?
As hard as it is to see, Tua, sometimes he dotted it up, with either it was a curl route or, he hit his tight end in the end zone, off a fade. He did his job and he did what he's supposed to do. Now, I feel like Tua still has a lot to learn because, you see him scrambling outside the, pocket. He almost got blown up by Buda Baker. He barely missed him. And Tua's been hurt before, and it's just learning things I feel like he just needs to go through, but they got a solid quarterback for, we'll see what he does.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, we got to give credit to where credit's due. And obviously you don't want to say that Tua's he's doing good stuff because we ended up losing against him, but I do got to give him credit. He did very well. We got Jack Roberts saying Cardinals don't feel shame. It came down to a kick. Y'all played well. Perfect. Yeah. We got Gandalf in that picture right there. I'm not sure if you guys are a fan of the Lord of the Rings, so I actually like that. Thank you so much, Jack. He probably is a Dolphins fan. Honestly, I don't feel bad, but I'm upset because obviously I want the Arizona Cardinals to win every single game. Now, is it achievable? I know not. I don't think we were going to go like 14-2. I didn't think that was going to happen. Now, did I think we were going to win this game? Yeah, I did. I had confidence that we were going to go ahead and beat the Dolphins. But we got to also say this. The Arizona Cardinals put one heck of a fight up. They actually did a lot better than the 49ers did, and they did a lot better than the Rams did as well. So we got to, I guess, take a moral victory here and be like, it came down to the kick of Zane Gonzalez, and it didn't really work. Are you guys shame or like sad, or like shameful or sad? I don't really know how to even word this question, but
yeah. No, I'm not really that disappointed in this loss. Like, yeah, we lost, but you watch the game, Cardinals answered back every time. And if you watch the Cardinals these past few years, you would really just see 3-and-outs punt all the time. So I'm glad my team fought back. And with Zane, I will say, like, when I first started becoming a fan of the Cardinals, we had Chandler Canzaro, and Chandler was just up and down, left and right, didn't know how to kick sometimes. And I don't even know if he's in the NFL anymore. So we're not going to find a Justin Tucker, but I feel like Zane can really improve himself after still being young, and he can be a top kicker in the next few years.
I agree, man. Definitely agree. Ricardo, go ahead and give me your thoughts on this comment here. Cardinals don't feel shame. It came down to a kick. Y'all played well.
Yeah, I feel like, Kyler played an amazing game. He did what he could, and he left it on the field, and you saw how dirty he was looking. He left everything on the field. So, Zane, coming to the kick, Zane's been up and down. He's had good years. This year he's been struggling with important game situations. But I feel like this was a hard-fought, offensive game. We did our best. Just need to improve some things going on. Special teams and defense wise.
Yeah, I agree. And we also got to take into consideration we weren't healthy. Like our defense, I'm not using an excuse or anything like that, but we didn't have Byron Murphy. We didn't have Devon Kennard. I think and also Drake Kirkpatrick, as much as flack that he's getting, it was really obvious that we needed to get some people that can cover some wide receivers, because who was out there was not cutting the cheese. Let's be honest here. Kevin Peterson tried his best. He ended up getting hurt. I forgot that other cornerback. Was it Whitaker or something like that?
Yeah.
Jace Whitaker.
He kind of disappointed me.
Yeah, he did. And the thing is that, like, I don't know, he didn't cut the cheese. And we had Patrick Peterson doing all he possibly can. He did, get not burned, but he did let some throws get on him with Parker. But they all get paid too, man. They get paid to make catches. And you want to say something, DJ?
Yeah, let me say something right quick. I just find it kind of odd because I always watch your videos and stuff, and you keep me up to date on all the Cardinals news, like my Instagram page does. So I'm like, okay, cool. Prince Amukamara got signed. Jonathan Joseph got signed. I'm like looking around like, okay, where are these guys at? Yep. But then I'm seeing like Antonio Brown's going to play tonight. Like all these other players get trade and signed like daily through COVID and are playing for other teams. And I'm just like, where are these two corners that could help us out so much on the other side of Patrick Peterson?
That's a great question. And let me go ahead and address it because I know I have a lot of people like hitting me up on those comments on the YouTube whenever I do announce that we signed somebody new with either it's like Prince Amukamara or Jonathan Joseph and stuff like that. Prince Amukamara right now is still in the practice squad. For some reason, the Cardinals felt like it was a good opportunity for Whitaker to go out there. They thought he was better. I don't know. I think it's the decision down to the GM and the head coach, and they for some reason thought that he was the best suitable for this game. Don't know why, but he's still in the practice squad. And as far as Jonathan Joseph goes, as far as what I was told, he needs to go through protocol first. But you're right with the whole Antonio Brown thing being that he was, pretty much picked up by the Bucs and he's going to play. Well, I mean, technically he did miss a week because they had a bye week. The way that they did it was they had a bye week. So this is going to be his first official start. So yeah, I guess whenever we do get Jonathan Joseph, we're probably going to see him maybe more next week, if not the week after. Yeah, I definitely understand it's frustrating, but Prince Amukamara, I felt like should at least been up and moved up.
Yeah.
Maybe put DJ Foster out because although DJ Foster has been like a veteran at this point, but he keeps getting injured on us and nothing to do with him. And I apologize. I'm not trying to sound messed up or anything like that, but we need people that's going to be able to produce on the field. And I got a quick super chat here real quick from Goku pre-workout. Completely butchered that. I apologize, my friend. He says, second Winfred field goal at the end of the game. Maybe we shouldn't be relying on kicks to win us. Okay, Swift. Yeah.
No lift.
I mean, I agree. I completely agree. It seemed like we were definitely playing for the field goal-ish. I don't know. It's kind of like a little back and forth for me specifically because we were talking about this a little bit earlier in the stream when we were saying like, would you have gone for that out route from Christian Kirk when it was obviously like a lower pass and Kyler Murray couldn't complete it, or would you have gone for like the run? We talked about it here earlier, but I mean, those are those decisions that we have to make. I mean, unfortunately, that's the decisions that we make that ends up either costing us the game or winning us the game, and it just didn't go our way, unfortunately. We got Keith Jr. Tucker saying too many penalties, man! Exclamation mark. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this for all the new people that are coming in here. Yes, I agree that the penalties were ridiculous, especially the Budda Baker one where, he's a 5'10" guy hitting a 6'4" guy and he puts his head down and it's the fault of Budda Baker because his head matches his head and it's ridiculous. The Licky Fotu, there was an obvious missed call because he was getting held as well. But yeah, penalties played a big factor in this game. Now, I don't want to win games from penalties specifically, but I completely agree that penalties played a big factor in this game. Let me go ahead. I saw a comment on here about Chase Edmonds. Let me bring this up here real quick and I'll get you guys' opinion on it. We got Winston Wood saying Chase Edmonds played fine, couldn't find any space, which he needs because he's not a power back. So let's go ahead and take it here with Ricardo first. How do you think about the performance of Chase Edmonds? I don't think he went over 60 yards personally, but what do you think his performance was?
I think Chase Edmonds did what he could. When he did get the ball, like maybe on like a first down, we just got a first down, he would rush it for 6 yards and be like, okay. Because when you see your running back get 6 yards and you have a quarterback like Kyler, you are pretty confident you're going to get this first down no matter what. We are very good at getting those third conversions, second down conversions. And I feel like Chase did his job. He couldn't find those holes, 60, 40-yard runs, getting into the end zone. But I feel like he did a lot against this Dolphins defense.
I agree. DJ, what's your thoughts on Chase Edmonds? Or do you want Drake back?
Starting off, I'm like, Drake really can't see any of the holes. But, like, now really thinking about it, I'm looking at Chase and I'm thinking, okay, he had those 2 big New York games, but it's because he's coming in second, like behind somebody. And I feel like he plays better behind a power back, like Winston was saying, just because he kind of gives like that extra juice, like that extra something that we need. Like he did his thing, like Ricardo said, like he tried his best, but like when he's in there the whole game and it's either him or Kyler running, like it does take a toll on you when you're not getting used to this experience. So I would like Kenyon Drake back or someone better than Kenyon Drake just to put above Chase Edmonds, so he can come in. Like we saw 2 weeks ago when we played the Seahawks.
Yep.
Kenyon Drake was going in, but then when Chase came in, like a flash just hit the Cardinals, and he's just getting open because he just has a better vision and he has better legs. So
Yeah, I
hopefully he
mean,
gets it done.
I think you kind of hit that on the head. I mean, maybe he is meant to be that, that second running back because, the fresh legs coming in here whenever the power back doesn't be able to do anything. Yeah, you might be right there. I mean, obviously right now he does really good against the New York teams, has phenomenal games, multiple touchdown games, but I do think a power back is needed, if not like a second number 2 running back. But I definitely think at this point, seeing Chase Edmonds, nothing to do with like him. I'm not saying bad things about him, but I definitely think a power back is needed for this Arizona Cardinals squad for sure. I saw a comment on here that I want to get your guys' opinion on here. Now, it can definitely start up some controversy here, but I want to go ahead and bring it up. It's from ATKO2. You guys are mediocre, just like he said use, but I'm assuming he means us. He's basically calling the Arizona Cardinals mediocre and calling his own team mediocre as well, which honestly, I'm going to answer this just a little bit and I'll get your guys' opinion on this. I honestly just completely disagree with this comment. I think the Arizona Cardinals has done a lot to put themselves above a mediocre type team. Now, are we going to be Super Bowl contenders? Are we going to be able to beat those Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons, the Steelers type defense type of thing? That's remained to be seen at this point. Now, we showed up really, really well against this Dolphins defense, which is ranked really, really high. But to say the Arizona Cardinals are mediocre going into 5-3 into the season right now, I don't know. That's kind of rubbing me the wrong way specifically, or you're just kind of being reactional and saying, hey, we're not good enough. But honestly, it came down to a field goal that Zane Gonzalez could have made, but didn't. So what are your guys' thoughts in here as far as like people already starting to kind of jump ship? I'm not sure if he's a Cardinal fan. I'm not sure if he's a Dolphins fan, or actually he is a Dolphins fan. He's in just like us. But what do you guys think of, as far as like being called mediocre? DJ, we'll go with you first.
Well, first off, I don't think we're mediocre people. I think we're some good individuals, So let's get that out the way. But second off, Cardinals nor the Dolphins are not mediocre. They just have some young talent and a couple, star players here and there that just need to play together, and may take a few years to really take that surge. Because like you look at the Steelers and like the Ravens and stuff, they have that defense of like all pros and like good coaches, and they just have that. And like we have like young everything if you really look at it. So, and if you really look at it, there's some worse teams in this NFL that I'm not going to even talk about. But.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Ricardo, your thoughts on already being called mediocre just because we're not 6-2 right now?
Well, saying this mediocre, the Cardinals are nowhere near mediocre. We're one of the teams that can, compete against any team in this league. You saw what we did with Seattle, and they were, they have MVP Wilson on there. Like our team, when we are all combined together, healthy, all that, we can compete with any team in this league, regular season. And I believe playoffs. I have so much faith in this team and what they can do. It's outstanding just seeing them play.
I agree, man. Sorry, I'm not shaking my head to what you're saying. I'm shaking my head to the comment I'm pinning right here.
Oh.
Here we go. And this is what I'm talking about right here. I think this is the crowd that's probably, I don't know. But let's be honest. I think the Cardinals are also doing their own post game. So I think people are starting to trickle in after that whole Cardinals, whatever they're doing on their YouTube. But this guy says, trend following Tyson says, fire Zane and Cliff. I don't feel like we should even like humor this. Nothing to do with your comment, my friend. I just think that we're just jumping ship way too quickly. I'm not gonna comment on that at all. Cliff Kingsbury has done wonders this season and has put us at a 5-3 position, a 5-3 team right now. And if we can hit playoffs, what more do you want? I mean, like obviously everybody wants a Super Bowl, But let's be honest here, guys. We got off the worst 2 seasons that we've seen. Maybe not last year, but the Josh Rosen with Steve Wilkes era. That was the worst type of football that you can see. We were probably the laughing stock of the NFL. We were the Jets at that point. I'm sorry, I didn't want to bring it up, DJ. Like, I know you were trying to point them out, but that's who we were. We had the first overall pick. Obviously, we ended up getting Kyler Murray, and it switched our momentum. It switched the type of team that we are, not being that prototypical, 6'4" type of quarterback. We went for a 5'10" quarterback, and he is lighting it up. Now, I saw another comment on here saying that we should be happy that this game wasn't on national TV. What? You should be happy. You should be wanting this type of game on national TV, because what we've been seeing some terrible Monday night football games, and we've been seeing some terrible Thursday night football games. Now, the best Sunday night football game that I've seen this year, and it might be a little biased, was Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks game. And I don't know who is going to sit here and say that this game shouldn't be on national TV just because we're sad that we lost. Come on now. Like, let's not say that. Like, I know that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Come on. Give me your thoughts, Ricardo.
I don't understand. Like, you don't want to play the Cardinals on national TV. You've seen what we can do on Monday night. You've seen what we do on Sunday night. The Cardinals are a different breed when it comes to, these type of situations when they get put in the spotlight. And yeah, I'm just seeing, people saying that Cliff, admitted to bad play calling. That's because Cliff is a honorable coach. He knows where he messed up, and he's also trying to get better at his job, just like anybody else on the field. And he's brought success to us. This is out. I just don't understand.
I don't understand either. DJ, let me know what you thought. The Cardinals are not a national team. Let me know.
Nah, I don't know how they make the schedule, because I get so excited to watch late night football, and I just tune in to just see the same teams over and over. It's either the Jets, Cowboys. I'm just tired of just seeing them when, like you guys said, people were glued to their TV watching what were Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson going to do next. And oh my God, this game. Everyone was tweeting it. Everyone was talking about it. It's because these are some of the best teams and players in the National Football League. We're fans. Yeah, we're biased, but we know what we have in Kyler Murray, and we just want you guys to see him too. That's it.
And I completely agree, man. Honestly, I think it comes down to the point where that Seattle game could have not gone our way either. Let's be honest here. We could probably be sitting 4-4 right now. So everything went our way. Obviously, this is the type of game that I love to see. Yes, I'm mad. Yes, I'm upset that my victory Monday is not going to be tomorrow. But we also got to give kudos to where kudos is due. And that offense really showed up for the Arizona Cardinals. The main reason why we lost this game is because we couldn't stop Tua to save our lives. I don't know why, but that was probably the main reason why we did. I mean, obviously Zane Gonzalez missed the field goal too, but that was probably the main reason as to why I can say that. I don't know. Let's keep reading on to the comments here before I pull my hair out. All right, let's keep reading here. All right, guys, I'm trying to get some good comments here right now. Do you guys have anything to go ahead and bring up, something that we haven't brought up yet?
Ricardo?
If not,
I'm
worries.
looking forward to this next game coming up. This Bills game. What they did to the Seahawks really show. Even though Seahawks doesn't have a great defense as well, I think Jamal Adams was limping all over the field. I feel like the Cardinals can put up to the test, seeing that we probably will be getting Byron Murphy and Kennard back, and we'll have a little bit of similar team missing. Well, hopefully Peterson is okay.
Right.
And I'm just really excited for this Bills game to happen. I feel like our defense could hold up against Josh Allen.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm really excited about that game. We have a follow-up question to Trent following Tyson. I think he was the one who said fire Cliff and all that different stuff. He's saying, how many games have Cliff admitted to being outcoached? Yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm not going to sit here and say, what else is he supposed to say? I guess at the end of the day, he was outcoached. I mean, if you lose, you got outcoached, or just the chips didn't fall your way. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't automatically say fire him, but because we're having a successful season. We're regardless if we're sad or not, we're having a successful season, and that's all we can pretty much say that, honestly. Let's keep reading onto the comments here. We got Anthony D saying Hopkins ran out mad. Did he really? Did you guys notice that?
I did not see that.
DJ,
Yeah,
I saw your head. I saw you. Let me know, man.
Yeah, so let me read this tweet off to you guys. Josh Winfus, who's like an Arizona Cardinals sports reporter or something. Let me read this off. He said, DeAndre Hopkins. This is after like the final whistle, I guess. DeAndre Hopkins is pissed. He just kicked the 10-yard line marker, pulled his jersey off, and ran to the locker room as the game ended. Larry Fitzgerald quickly followed, not talking to anyone from the Dolphins.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's like a verified. This is a verified reporter. Like he works for he covers the Arizona Cardinals and ESPN. So this is pretty legit. Guys.
Let's talk about that. All right, now we got a topic to cook on here, guys. I am super stoked. Thank you so much for putting that comment on there, and thank you so much for reading that tweet, DJ, my friend. Yeah, let's talk about this a little bit. We're obviously DeAndre Hopkins. I see this type of behavior from him before. Things don't go our way. Seems like he's one of those where he just gets really upset. Let's get the emotions get the best of him. But Larry Fitzgerald, that is really, really surprising to me because you said Larry Fitzgerald followed him, right? Like,
yeah, quickly followed him, not talking to anyone to the Dolphins. And Larry's like this whole like, class act, like he loves everybody. But Larry's gonna at least say what's up to somebody on the other team. And for him to just running to DeAndre Hopkins, the newcomer on the team, that is pretty huge.
That
is team guy right there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. So something that I have noticed now, not just this game, I think the last time they converted that, that fourth down or third down when Tua pretty much did the quarterback sneak, I went upstairs. So I didn't watch the last minute because I was getting ready for the stream and all that different stuff. So if I watched it, I probably would be able to see it. But I have noticed that DeAndre Hopkins has done this multiple times. I'm just really surprised about the Larry Fitzgerald. Maybe he might be going up to him and be like, bro, it's cool. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to be good. Or maybe he's legit pissed off too. I mean, if I was a player as well, I would be mad. I'm mad as a fan as well. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, oh, it's all rainbows and sunshines and stuff like that. But Zane Gonzalez missed the kick, man. I mean, what else do we got to say about that? But let's talk a little bit about DeAndre Hopkins. Has he been going to practice now? Have you guys heard anything about him practicing? Because to me, I think he hates practice
during the bye. Yeah, I think he does too. I think I've been seeing a lot of the IR sheets and stuff, and he's just always just not injured, no injury related. Probably about 3 times out of the week, but he's just one of those guys that he can get away with it.
Right,
superstar
wide receiver, he can get away with it. Wow. Okay. I just honestly hope that it doesn't get to the point where we're going to start seeing some separation between the locker room, because something like that can happen. You never know when there's wide receivers trying to like make themselves on the roster, and like a Christian Kirk or an Andy Isabella saying, how come he doesn't have to practice type of thing? You know what I mean? Because it happens, not just in sports, it happens in your work environment as well. If you guys have jobs, you know what I mean? You see somebody getting paid more than you and he's sitting down and you're like, bro, what are you doing? Like, we're all trying to work here. So it happens. I mean, this is a workplace type of thing, and that's crazy. That is crazy to me. I'm really actually kind of curious to find out like what the storyline and exactly why he ran out. Larry Fitzgerald more than DeAndre Hopkins. Obviously, he's pissed off. But DJ, what do you think? Do you think he likes to practice, or he's just like, bro, like I'm tired of it. I don't practice. I'm good.
I would say for one, I feel like Cliff. It's just like the thing about Cliff is just like he's so young and he's so cool and mellow, and he's kind of like a player coach. So it's like. D-Hop, man, get a day off today, man. Like, you don't need it. Like, yeah, it's DeAndre Hopkins, but, like, maybe DeAndre Hopkins does need an extra day on the field. Like, we never know. And it's like, the thing about D-Hop is, like, wide receivers are prima donnas, if you think about it, in football. Like, I love Odell, but we've seen Odell over the few years. When he's mad, like, he's going to express it. So, like wide receivers, when they don't get the ball or when it's not looking their way, they're gonna let it be shown, and they're they're not gonna talk about it, but they're gonna show that they're not happy. So hopefully Cliff kind of mixes it up with his college playbook and gets D-Hop the ball on more one-on-one shots, so he's not too frustrated.
Yeah, I agree. Ricardo, let me know on your thoughts here. I think you might have already, but
yeah, the going back on what he said for the whole Cliff D-Hop thing, for the whole first, I think it was the whole first quarter, Hopkins got 0 attempts to him when he's one of those players who can really change the course of the game, especially how early. I feel like you need to let teams know you have the best receiver in the NFL and you will utilize him even on Byron Jones. Like, he doesn't care who you are because he's going to catch over you. And I feel like they should have shot the gun more at Hopkins in the mixed passing game that they were doing.
Right. Okay, perfect. And we got LeCarron James. I always want to, his picture is amazing. It says every single reply on the Winfist tweet is saying, or Winefist, I think I mispronounced that. Sorry. He says, good. He should have been pissed. We got out coach and Murray running for MVP and forgot who his best player is at the AZ Sports Fan. So he's pretty much saying that with that tweet that you read off to his DJ is that most of the fans are saying like pretty much on DeAndre Hopkins' side of the ball, which I can definitely see that. I mean, obviously he's a star wide receiver. I think anybody would choose DeAndre Hopkins over Cliff Kingsbury. Let's be 100% honest here. But I think this is really important for us to stay together, man. We got to stick together as a team. We don't want any rifts to be put between our team, any of that venom type of stuff. I'm really like worried, honestly, now that we've heard this. Wow. Yeah. I don't know, guys. This is going to be a story I'm going to definitely follow up very, very closely here. Now, we don't really like to talk about the next game before, especially after a loss that we just ended up losing against. But that's definitely something that I'm really excited to read into here. Let's see. We have Game Student saying, all right, I'm going to go watch AB play for the Bucks. Have a good evening. Go Cards. Cool. So I think it's Saturday or Sunday night football started here. But yeah, man, here's the truth of the matter here, guys. We're a good team. We need to stick through it. I hope DeAndre Hopkins doesn't make I don't know. I'm worried.
I don't think he will.
You don't think so?
I think he's a huge team guy coming in. How, quickly he got along with Kyler and everything. He's frustrated of the loss. Good players get frustrated like that. I've been in sports my whole life. I know how it is. And I've seen him mic'd up. He fumbled the ball last time we played, and he threw his helmet because he's one of those players that can change a game. So for him being pissed, it's totally fine. He's gonna blow past it. Next game, he's gonna go off. I promise you.
Love that. All right, DJ, let me know what your thoughts. You think DeAndre Hopkins is gonna be, or is it a little worrisome to hear this?
I feel like D-Hop's going to be fine. He's a top receiver. I'm always battling for him between my fans. Like, he's better than Julio, better than Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Like, I want him to show them why he's better. So I hope Cliff can get him into the game more. I will say one more thing, though. I just need the Kyler Murray runs to kind of tone it down just a little bit, because Kyler can run, and that's great, but when we're looking to him to run every time, like, that's not going to take us that far, to be honest.
He took some hits, man. He took some hits today. Now it's really concerning. We definitely obviously don't want that for our franchise quarterback. So I completely agree. There was one of them where he was really close to making that first down, but obviously he got stopped in a 4th and 1 or 4th and inches. And man, he got whapped against Byron Jones, I think it was, right? Yeah. I mean, I also want to give one big kudos before we end the stream, guys. Let's talk a little bit about, I guess, a positive side with Daryl Daniels, man, his touchdown. I was worried when he actually initially threw that ball into double coverage, but because Byron Jones had that ball in his hand.
Yeah,
he
took it.
That's amazing. So we got to give it a little kudos to that, right? That's pretty exciting there. I don't know, guys. I'm definitely going to worry about this tomorrow. Definitely, I probably have a hard time sleeping today. I'm not going to lie to you, but here's the truth of the matter. The Arizona Cardinals are 5-3 right now, and I think we should just be thankful. I don't know. We'll talk about Cliff Kingsbury later, I guess. I don't know.
Later
All right,
on.
guys. Any last thoughts? Any last thoughts for you guys?
We got
Yeah.
everything on.
Yeah, I mean it's week 9. We played our bye. We're 5-3, and if people really look around, especially in the NFC, like we have some strong teams, but I feel like the Cardinals are gonna, turn it up a notch, get it strong together, and we do have kind of a hard strength of schedule remaining, but like I said, we're 5-3, and we're not 3-5. We're not 4-4. Like this is a good record. Like the end of the world shouldn't be crashing down right now.
Completely agree. Sitting at 5-3 is definitely better than sitting at 3-5 right now. So we'll definitely take it here, guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Guys, stick around here. I'll talk to you guys, before we go, when we end the stream and stuff like that. But these guys right here, Ricardo and DJ, are subscribers. Sorry, this way, or I'm pointing the wrong way. These guys are here that you can see them. Pretty much, they are subscribers of the AZ Sports Fan. If you guys want to be on a post-game show, go ahead and DM me on Instagram or Twitter. All that stuff's going to be on a description of my video. Probably not this one, but go to another video, and everything's going to be there. So make sure you go ahead and follow and DM me and let me know if you guys are interested in joining in, guys. But that's all I got for this episode. Thank you so very much for tuning in, guys. All right, I'm out. Thank you.